Investigators were able to prove her ex was tapping her phone and watching her every move. Oh, I made that rhyme, and I honestly didn't intend for it. And now she thinks it's happening again. If you ever have any kind of a drama, dilemma, need advice, you can always hit us up at thebertshow.com, and we will do our best. Before Mo gets to the email, though, just a little bit of Bert Show housekeeping. Bert is fine. Bert is safe. Bert is flying back from Poland today. So that is why he is not going to be on the air with us. Yes, he has been in Poland for the last week at the Ukraine border, helping out Ukrainian refugees. Every morning he's come on and shared some pretty heartbreaking and also heartwarming stories. So today we're not going to be hearing from him, and that's just because he's got a long flight back to the States. But yeah, he's doing good and everything's fine. All right, Mo.
Hello, Bert Show. I have thought about contacting you guys for a while now regarding this awful stalking situation I've been dealing with. After 2 years of doing everything I can possibly think of, within reason, to end this peacefully and without drama, $50K plus spent on security staff, relentless trauma and worry, so many hours lost to just try to secure my privacy, I give up. I will do anything to get this guy to leave me alone so I can live in peace, including sharing my story on the radio. Ugh. I don't want to get into details of all the stalking stuff, but I do want to see if you guys can help me find someone. Long story short, I realized an old high school boyfriend was watching and listening to me somehow during the midst of my divorce in the spring of 2020. After hiring lots of experts, I realized it came down to my phone and computers. I'm going through several new phones, changed passwords millions of times, but still he can somehow hack into my accounts and iPhone and mess with my stuff. Started doing a little bit on Hinge and Bumble in the fall of 2020 and noticed a pattern. The guys I was talking to were just disappearing. Mid-convo, or their accounts would show up as deleted. When we might connect via text, there have been several times that the convo just seems odd, like something was missed. But I could never confirm without straight up asking the new guy I'm just talking to, hey, did you get that last text because you didn't respond? Oh, by the way, I have a stalker. Ha ha ha. That would be cute. Introductory talk, right? Anyways, I've learned I'm picky with guys, but every once in a while I will find someone that is really intriguing, and often something weird happens to the dude in the early stages of dating. James is an example, and I wanted to see if you could help me find him and see exactly what happened on the night of Saturday, March 26, 2022. We were supposed to meet up at 8 p.m. at a restaurant. I confirmed the time via text and showed up, but he was nowhere to be seen. I texted him a couple of times, no response. I called him a couple of times, went straight to voicemail. I just know someone interrupted a text or sent a spoofing one from my number. I am over all of this and really want some answers on what is happening and how to stop it, hoping the Bert Show community can help. I also had James's phone number in Bumble description. He wants to find someone to hold on an umbrella for. He's outdoorsy and into self-growth. Before his account was deleted, but I figure someone listening has to know who he is. Let me know your thoughts. Thank you.
Okay, so this is twofold here.
Yeah.
Bert Show fam, if you have any advice for her as far as how to deal with somebody, not just somebody, a stalker, somehow getting into her phone and deleting things on her dating app and deleting text messages or sending text messages from her phone. And then we're looking for James to see if we can get answers and confirmation of what's going on. So if you are James, or if you know James, who was supposed to go on a date on March 26th of this year, who's supposed to meet up at 8 p.m. at a restaurant, and he's outdoorsy.
Mm-hmm.
He's into self-growth.
Yep.
And he wants to find somebody to hold an umbrella for.
Cute.
That's very cute, and I feel like that's very specific. If that sounds familiar, James, call us up. Otherwise, what we can do, if you had James's phone number, I'm assuming since you said had, that is now gone as well. If you still have it, we can get Tommy to reach out.
Yeah. Now, in the original email, I did edit that a little bit.
Okay.
And she did give us a possible last name. She wasn't sure on the spelling.
Okay.
And she gave us like one or two other things that I can use to try and search on our end.
So she had the number, but she no longer does because of whoever is fishing on her phone.
I guess so.
Okay. Yeah, but as far as like the stalking goes, oh my God, like my heart breaks for you because that's so invasive and you feel so helpless.
It sounds like an absolute nightmare.
Right?
I don't know what you do.
So she's changing her passwords on all accounts. Like, I mean, clearly somebody's got to have, like, somebody can have access to your iCloud and be able to get into your contacts, get into your photos, do all of these things, mess with text messages. But the dating apps, like, you'd have to have a totally separate password for that, right? So I'm like, how could you do so much? And if she's already consistently, like, changed her passwords a few times, I'm like, what? Maybe somebody put like a keystroke logger on her phone so they're able to see what she's putting in as passwords.
Hey, Tracy, welcome to the Bert Show. Do you have any advice for a listener?
Actually, I went through the same thing with my ex-husband.
I'm so sorry.
He knows, whoever this person is, knows her password. So every time that she's trying to change her password, he is getting those messages through his email, and he's able to stay one step ahead of herself. So she's going to have to delete every single account and start over because he will be one step ahead of her every single time because he knows the password because he's already hacked into it.
So is that what you had to do?
Yes, ma'am. I had to start completely over with new emails, new everything, new phone numbers. Because the fact that I finally figured it out because I ended up getting a hold of his phone and found out what was going on. He even had pictures of my credit cards and everything in that information.
Wow.
So it is definitely going straight to him or her, whoever it may be, because they have once got into her account. So every time she changes it, they're notified about that.
All right, here's my idea. What if you got an Android?
Like
if you got a totally new phone. You get what I'm saying?
I do.
Since all that stuff is connected through Apple, what if you just like decided to go a completely different route and also restarted all of your apps?
I think that would help.
To
totally
be like
new phone, totally new Apple ID. Well, you wouldn't have an Apple ID with an Android.
Yeah.
Okay, because I was like, once you involve the Apple ID and the iCloud,
yes,
like there's just
everything's
access to
connected,
so many things.
which is hella convenient for us.
Or is it?
Unless you have a stalker, and then it's horrendous.
I would be so mad if I had to change my phone.
All right, I want to go ahead and take this one too, Tommy. Is it Andrea or Andrea?
Yes, Andrea.
Andrea, thank you so much for joining the Bert Show. So you're in law enforcement.
Yes.
And you see this all the time?
Yeah, I actually took a report like this the other day. Definitely report it to law enforcement, get a report done. Officers have, at least we do, where I work, a reverse phone number lookup system where we can actually find out who the phone number belongs to, and then that way, if other reports have been made, we can make the connection and catch him that way as well. We also have like various platforms to figure out who this person could be.
Awesome. Thank you so much for calling. We really appreciate it.
No problem.
Oh, see, this is why I love our Bert Show fam. Awesome? One, somebody who's been through this, so you know you're not alone. And we actually got a police officer to call to help her out. So
come together to make it happen.
Exactly.
The Bert Show.
Like what you just watched, you can get more of The Bert Show for free. Just listen to The Bert Show podcast on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you get your favorite podcasts.